Today, we've got 4 stories that are going to make your blood boil. First up, a graduating senior goes to war with their own dad over a single guest, and dad is willing to uninvite his own brother just to win. Then a mom tells her best friend the boyfriend cannot come to her toddler's birthday party, and the reason why is honestly chilling. After that, someone plans one last dinner with their sisters before moving away, but the youngest just can't survive 4 whole days without her man. And finally, a woman wins an all-expenses-paid trip to Europe, and her boyfriend completely loses it. You're not going to believe how these play out. Let's get into it. Our first poster is a graduating senior who decided their dad's wife was absolutely not getting an invite to the big day, and dad pulled out every trick in the book to change their mind. Original post. Would I be the asshole if I didn't invite my dad's wife to my high school graduation? When I wrote the post, I wrote it as a hypothetical scenario. Despite my mom and brother's warnings, I thought my dad wasn't going to ask me to invite his wife. Boy, was I wrong. After I wrote the post, I went to my mom and I told her that there will not be a graduation if his wife comes. I then listed a bunch of crap she did over the past few months. Oldest was November 2025, and my mom was shocked. One of those things was her trying to turn my dad against me because I don't tell him my school grades. The reason I don't is because he goes and runs to her and tells her everything. My mom sided with me, ultimately. 2 weeks after the post, I was in the supermarket with my dad, and he told me to do a favor for him. Invite your stepmom. Initially, I told him I wished I could, but there wasn't enough tickets. He then told me no problem. I'll call his uncle and tell him to not come. He was really willing to not have his brother come just to appease his wife. I told him no, there's not enough tickets, and that it'd be very inappropriate for her to be there with my grandma and mother attending. He told me that I'd be making him a huge problem and that he might not be able to come. So I told him, good riddance. Now you're making it so I could be able to invite my friends who weren't going to be able to come. Then he secretly went to my brother and started getting mad at his wife, saying that she's causing him problems and he's sick of her and whatnot. After I got home, he started talking badly about my mom and her family, saying that he's paying for the tickets, $200, and that they're coming on his pay. He then started insulting my mother's brother and my grandma, saying how they're coming on his pay and how he doesn't like them. So I immediately went to the bathroom and messaged my mom to pay the tickets, to which she did, to which he was in shock. Then he started saying how upset his wife would be and whatnot. I told him it's your job as your husband to tell her when you can't get something done for her. Not everything she asks is going to be possible, especially at my expense. He then started breaking and told me that his wife came to him and said, why did myself not invite my to his graduation when I want to make a large family gathering to celebrate him? I told him, then you're making a very big deal of nothing. She just asked a question. You could have said there's not enough tickets. You didn't need to talk to me about any of this. I then told him that he'd better tell his wife that whatever gathering she makes, I'm not attending. Anyway, a couple of days later was my senior trip, so on the day before I called him and told him that just to get the facts straight, I don't want your wife there. It's not my mom or grandma. It's the fact that I don't want her. He was kind of shocked at that, but then I was boarding the plane, so I had to hang up. I haven't seen his wife really since a couple of days before the original post. I saw her briefly in a funeral 2 weeks ago, to which I was very cold and distant. Going on, I'm not going to their house, and I'll be cutting contact with her completely. Yesterday was my graduation, and his wife didn't attend, but my dad came. It was a lovely day where I was surrounded by people who love and respect me, not people who try to force themselves into my life. Smiley face. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, I am happy for you. You had the people you wanted there. Another commenter said, this is wonderful. I was so happy to read this update. It sounds like you had the graduation that you deserved, drama-free and supported by people who love and respect you. The comments are absolutely showering this person with support. They're thrilled the poster got the calm, drama-free graduation they deserved. But what do you think? Fair boundary or too harsh? So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. Next up, a mom discovers her best friend is planning to bring her much older boyfriend to her 2-year-old's birthday party, and she shuts that down on the spot. Backstory. My best friend, female, 27, and I, female, 27, have been friends for 25 years. We grew up neighbors, and now we love almost 2 hours apart and don't see each other as much. She started dating this guy, male, 57, a couple of years ago. In the 2 years that they have been dating, I have only met him once, and it was at her grandpa's funeral. I introduced myself, and that was about all of the conversation we had, other than joining in on a large conversations with other people. Haven't seen or spoken to him since almost a year ago. My fiancé, male, 28, however, has never met him and also thinks that their relationship is weird because when my friend met him, he was going through a divorce and his stepdaughter was the same age as us, and he's very, very active in the boys' YMCA. He just gives off P3D0 vibes, to which other mutual friends have said and agreed. Okay, so yesterday was my daughter's second birthday party. When I sent out invitations 2 months ago, I sent an invitation to my best friend's house addressed to her and her mom, who has always been like a second mom to me. The morning of the party, I got a message from my friend saying that her boyfriend was coming and she hoped that I didn't care if she brought a +1. I responded and told her that my fiancé didn't feel comfortable with him coming to the house that day, and that we would plan a night that we could all four go out to eat so that he could meet him. She told me she didn't know what to tell him because they were about to leave, and I apologized to her and told her that he should be understanding and that hopefully we could meet up for dinner soon. She has been ghost ever since. I feel bad for hurting her feelings, but I would rather protect my children. Am I the asshole for telling her not to bring him, or should I have just brushed it off and let her bring him anyways? ETA, this is a grown man that I do not know. No one at this party knows who he is other than my friend. She herself admitted that she did not invite him to the party or even show him the invitation. All she said to him was that she had a party to go to on that day. The night before he had said something about them getting up early, but she didn't know that he was talking about going with her to the party. That is when she and I had a conversation. He did the same thing at her nephew's birthday dinner when they first started dating. It was just my friend, her mom, her sister, her 2 kids at an arcade, and he invited himself, and she herself said it was weird. Update, : His brother is on the offender registry for more than one thing with a minor. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, people who try to force +1s shouldn't be surprised when the host declines. Basic manners. Another commenter said, disgusting age gap aside, it's wild to just invite someone else last minute without even asking first. The comments are firmly on this mom's side. When it comes to your own kids, you protect them first and apologize never. But what's your verdict? What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments. Story 3. Someone planned a special sisters-only dinner before moving across the country, but their 19-year-old sister insisted on dragging her boyfriend along for the ride. About a week ago, I proposed to my 2 sisters, female, 22, and female, 19, that we should go for a meal together. Me and my sisters are close, but getting together is hard because we're usually in different places at different times. My older sister, female, 22, has just had a baby, and my younger sister, female, 19, has been traveling in the last few months. I go to university in another part of the country. In 2 weeks, I'll be moving away to another city permanently, so spending time with my sisters is important to me right now. 10 minutes ago, my younger sister, female, 19, called and asked if her boyfriend could come to our meal. I politely explained that I was hoping it would just be the 3 of us since it's been a while. She said she asked my other sister, and my other sister told her it was fine. The reason she wants him to come is because she hasn't seen him for 4 days. She also mentioned that even though I've booked the table for 3, we'll be seated at a table for 4. I told her why having sister time means a great deal to me right now and how it would be difficult getting the 3 of us together again anytime soon. She said she felt like he was being excluded, as the last time we got together, he was the only one not there. I reminded her that the time before that her boyfriend was there, but my other sister's boyfriend wasn't. She very quickly left the phone call after that. After the phone call, I put a message on our sister's group chat, disclosing that I wasn't intending to exclude anyone and apologizing if it came across that way. She saw the message and didn't respond. I feel a little bit selfish, but I know she'll get to see her partner after the meal anyways as they live together. On top of that, having quality time with them is important to me considering that I'm moving. What do you guys think? Am I the asshole? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, as you said, she lives with him. She has plenty of time to see him. Another commenter said, 4 days without seeing your boyfriend isn't exactly a long-distance relationship. The comments are siding with the poster here. She lives with the guy. She'll survive 1 dinner without him. But what do you think? If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. And finally, a woman gets handed the chance of a lifetime, a free first-class trip to Europe with her best friend, and her boyfriend of a year and a half fights her tooth and nail to stop her from going. My best friend went a first class, 1 week, all expenses paid, for 2 to Europe. She asked me to be her +1. She is a very conservative, reserved person. My boyfriend of 1.5 years does not want me to go and has made it known. His main reason is that it's too big of a portion of the summer for me to go away. He also doesn't like the idea of long international trips taken apart, which I understand and agree with, but feel these are extenuating circumstances which I have shared. I don't intend to do long trips with friends in the future. We fight about it every time the topic comes up. I have heard him out and tried to explain why I want to go, but I feel he has been being unreasonable. It is getting in the way of our relationship, and I think there's a chance our relationship won't survive this trip. Am I the asshole for going anyways? Update: Whoa. I didn't expect this response. The biggest update is that I am absolutely going. The fate of the relationship is TBD. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "It's 1 week and a trip with your friend. You'll be so sad if you missed out. It's once in a lifetime." Another commenter said, "Huge red flag. This dude is selfish and sounds jealous." The comments are not mincing words on this one. They're calling the boyfriend a giant red flag and telling her to pack her bags. But what's your verdict? So what do you guys think? Was this person the asshole? Drop your verdict in the comments below. So there you have it. 4 people for impossible situations. Drop your verdicts down in the comments. Who is actually the asshole here? And who is completely in the right? I genuinely read every single one. And if you want more stories that'll have you yelling at your screen, stick around, because I've got plenty more where these came from. I'll catch you in the next one.